Hey everybody, this is Mark B from the Racquet Club, and thanks for joining me today. We're going to do some basic mat exercises. This is intended just to be a good warm-up for you more advanced mat students. This is just going to get the party started, and you can do the more advanced exercises on your own once you're warmed up. But let's start on the back, please. And take the time to line your body up so you're centered on your mat or on your padded surface. And hug your right knee in towards your right shoulder. Begin to deliberately lengthen your breath and deliberately reach long through your toes. And switch sides. So relax your jaw, relax your face, and focus on your breath. So important to breathe deeply and to keep your respiratory muscles strong and limber. And then bring both of your knees in towards your shoulders. Lift your head up and curl your tailbone up and make your body into a little ball for a nice stretch on your back. And let's stay here for one more deep breath. Inhale, and on the exhale, bring your head down. Place your feet down. And then interlace your fingers. Press your palms up towards the ceiling. If this doesn't work for you, you can also rotate your knuckles up towards the ceiling. And let's take the arms back over by your face. Press your rib cage down into the mat. And then stretch your legs long. And we'll stay here for a breath or two. It feels good to do a little side bend in each direction just to prepare your spine to do some mat exercises. And then bring your arms back down, please. Bend your knees. And just to be clear about the breathing we're going to do in the 100, we are working with a very rapid arm beat. It's a short, sharp movement. And we're going to do 2 beats on an inhale and 2 beats on an exhale. So without lifting my head, it's going to be a inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. About that pace. So, lift your legs up to a tabletop, your shins parallel to the floor. Lift your arms up, and as you exhale, lift your head and shoulders. Keeping your head up, begin the arm beats. 2 beats on the inhale, 2 beats on the exhale. A little harder is to straighten the legs. 4-count breath cycle. More advanced is to lower the legs. Keep the low ribs pressing into the mat. Eyes and ears soft. And let's do 3 more breaths. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. And then replace your head and your feet to the floor. Straighten your legs on the mat with your toes flexed back. And then slide one hand in the space between your lower back and the mat. And then do the same thing with the other hand. So this is a nice modification because this is a really challenging exercise for a lot of people. So if you need to do this, it's perfectly fine. So pull your belly in, engage your seat, and you'll lift your head and shoulders and come up to a seated position. Sit as tall as you can. Reach the arms forward. And we're going to roll down. So point your feet. Lengthen your spine as you lower down. If you need to modify, use the modification I just showed you. Otherwise, we're going to lift the arms, lift the head and shoulders, and roll up to a seat. Point the feet, butt belly contraction to lower down. You can add a little more flourish to the arms if you like. Advance, reach over the legs. Let's do 2 more repetitions. Choose the variation that best suits you. Last one. Exhale completely. And as you inhale, point your feet, unfold your body back onto the floor. And this time, let's take the arms out to the sides. Shoulders remain away from the ears. Legs are together. And very slowly lift the right leg up about 12 inches away from the floor. And then bring that leg down and then switch and do the left side. And let's do that a couple more times on each side. Notice what's happening with your back. Right now I'm purposely arching my back, which I don't want. That's actually what's to be avoided. So press your ribs down, feel your belly engage. And let's do leg circles from here. So bring the right leg up as high as you can, keep it straight. Make a circle in, down, and around. So I'm going for maybe the size of a basketball. No bigger than a beach ball. One more in this direction. 5 repetitions is good. Now let's go the opposite way. You're going out, down, and around. Full breath per revolution. This is the last one. And bend your knee. You can give your knee a nice hug. Maybe go back and forth a little to open your hip. And then replace your leg on the mat. Recenter. And engage the arms, the shoulders, and the ribs into the floor. Leg circles other side. So we're circling in, down, and around. Full breath per revolution. Last one in that direction. Now let's reverse. Hips and ribs steady on the mat. We have 2 more. Last one. And then bend your knee. Take the knee out to the outside and back into the midline a couple times. And then bend your knees. Both feet on the floor for the moment. Now lift your arms. Lift your feet. And you're going to curl up. So round your spine and we're going to roll back and forth just on the small of your back. This is the beginning variation of rolling like a ball. Okay, and now use some momentum. You can even kick your legs a little bit to roll up to a seated position. Okay, now if this exercise doesn't work for you, go back to the previous variation and you'll still get a really great stretch. So this is called rolling back or rolling like a ball. Lift your feet so you're balanced. Excuse me. Have the heels in close to your hips and some space between your knees, about shoulder width. Now round your spine. This is also a good place to stay if rolling back and forth isn't great for you. The full variation of this exercise is we roll back towards the shoulders and then roll back to a balanced position on the sit bones. So we want to make the back very round so you roll and you don't clunk back. Let's do 2 more repetitions, please. Last one. And then place your feet down. Open your knees wide. And we're going to move to a diamond position for a moment. So that's about a forearm's distance between your heels and your pelvis, your pubic bone. Okay, we're working into some abdominal exercises, which if you're new to the work, the Pilates work, this can also strengthen your neck, but there's a little more risk involved for your neck. So if you feel any strain whatsoever, put your head down and you can still work the arms or the legs and we'll keep it safe. Now I'm going to turn to face a different direction. And from this diamond position, let's bring the knees back up just like you were in the rolling like a ball position. Now we're going to roll back and stay with the head and shoulders lifted. Press the hips down. For single leg stretch, extend one leg as you hug the other leg in. And then switch sides. I'm taking a full breath on each leg for one more each side. And then same thing with a double breath. 1, 2, 3, 4 for 2 more. Last one. Now knees back in. Support the back of the head. So we're going to extend the legs out, pressing the ribs down, pull the legs in. Inhale to lengthen, exhale back to midline. So, more advanced would be to reach the arms by the ears and circle the hands to the ankles. If you can handle this with the head up, do so. Otherwise, go back to support with the back of the head. Now do as many as you can with good control. I'm doing 3 more. 2. Advance, keep the legs out there. Ribs down, maybe a little flutter kick. In and pull the knees back in. And you can rest the head down and relax. Hopefully you felt a little bit in your core muscles there. Okay, we're going to move up to a seated position, and we've already done rolling like a ball, and we've done a roll up. So take your pick. Either roll like a ball up to a seat or do a proper roll up. Now separate your feet about the width of your mat, a little wider than your shoulders. And sit up as tall as you can. If you need to bend your knees a little bit to sit up out of your pelvis, that's perfectly fine. For a lot of people, holding this position is the main challenge of the exercise. Now we're doing spine stretch, which means as you exhale, pull your belly in towards your spine and contract the upper part of your spine over that. So I'm not using a flat back, I'm rounding forward, shoulders away from the ears. So arms forward, nice and tall. On an exhalation, contract forward, navel moves towards the spine. On the inhale, return to a vertical, extended spine like you're sitting against a wall. And again, exhale, momentary pause. Inhale to a momentary pause. Flexible people, legs are straight. Use your eyes to help organize your neck and your shoulders. We'll do 2 more repetitions. Last one. Now this time, stretch as far forward as you can safely. Your hands may go to your ankles, your shins, or even your toes. And let's stay here, just briefly, long enough to press the shoulders down and to lengthen up through the top of the head. Spine stretch. Exhale, and as you inhale, bring your torso up. And for this one, I want to turn to face this way for a different perspective. So feet wider than shoulder width, arms out to the sides. This is called the saw. So we twist and then we contract. It's called the saw because there are 3 powerful movements here. 1, 2, 3, and that's coming from the core, up and center. So we twist, belly in for 3, 2, 1, up and center. Inhale, exhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale up, exhale to center. Let's do 1 more each direction. Last one. So in my class on Wednesday, and hi you guys, hopefully some of you were here we've developed our own variation of the saw to try to connect with the millennials. So I'm going to share that with you. First time on camera. We inhale to rotate, and then we dab for 3, 2, 1, up and center. It's the dabbing saw. Twist, add a dab. I'm just going to hold it for 3, back up and center. One more each direction. This is to embarrass my teenage son. Hopefully some of you guys can use it to embarrass your teenagers as well. Okay, now we're going to transition onto your belly. If you need a glass of water or a drink of water, now's a good time to grab a drink. So, on the front of your body, take the time to lengthen your legs out of the hips, to lengthen through your torso, and then place your hands on the floor below your shoulders, like you're going to do a push-up. Elbows into the ribs. On an inhale, lift your face and your chest. Lengthen through the top of your head. And as you exhale, lower down, your nose hovering just above the mat. So shoulders roll back as you lift up. Exhale, lower to a hover. This is called the swan. Two more to go. Last one. Now hold the swan. More advanced, you're going to bend your elbows, squeeze your buttock muscles to lift the legs, then relax the buttock muscles and lift your upper body. Making a teeter-totter out of your body. Eventually this turns into swan dive. If you know swan dive, do it. And last one. So press to an all fours position. Cat back stretch or a brief child's pose. Now we're going to move on to the side of your body. So I like to use the back edge of the mat as a reference to line up my torso, and the opposite corner of the mat to place my feet. Now you can either be propped up like this, more advanced, more shoulder work, or you can be down here, but try to lift up the underside of the ribs in either case. So feet flexed, neck nice and long. You're going to hover your top foot, reach forward on an inhale, point and lengthen back on the exhale. So let's make it 2 kicks. 1, 2, 1, reach back. 2 kicks forward, like you're kicking a soccer ball. 1, reach back. We have 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Now bend your knees, gracefully and efficiently transition over to the other side. So, torso towards the back corner, or back edge of the mat, feet towards the front. And this is Joseph Pilates pattern. Another variation I didn't show, but more advanced, is to have your hand up here. So we're reaching forward and lengthening back. Keep your top hip centered over your bottom hip. We have 4 more. 3, 2, and last one. And back to a seated position, back to diamonds. So about a forearm's distance from your heels to your pubic bone. This time let's scoop your hands below your ankles, and this is a nice stretch just to stay in this position. So that's a good entry level. Next, more core intensive variation is to balance on your sit bones. Shoulders down, neck nice and long. So this is called the seal, where if you can balance here, you can clap your feet together, and I'm doing that from my leg muscles. Now, if you want to do the full range of motion, you roll back and then roll forward. That's the seal. I'm going to turn this way so you can see it in a different plane. So it's like rolling like a ball. A little different leg mechanics going on. Let's do one more repetition. And then let's use this movement to transition onto your back. So hands to the tops of your shins. Roll down. And then hug your knees toward your shoulders. Now from here, place your feet down with the feet separated about hip width. And then the arms pressed down strongly by your sides. Getting close to the end here. So we're going to use this as a cool down and to kind of get everything back into good alignment. So you're going to curl your tailbone up, squeeze your buttock muscles, and peel your spine up to a shoulder bridge. Now notice I'm not going way up into my yoga bridge. I'm stopping just short so I can pull the belly in and keep the seat firing, seat working. And then lower down, one vertebrae at a time. Just so you can hopefully see my spine, I'm going slowly, waistline touches down before the hips reach down. Same thing when I lift. Engage the buttocks, lift up, pull in the belly, and then you lower down, one vertebrae at a time. It's like if I had a rolling pin. I'm lengthening my spine and decompressing all those spinal joints. Let's do 3 more repetitions of pelvic press or shoulder bridge. Neck relaxed, forehead relaxed. We have 2 more to go. Last one. When you are up in the shoulder bridge, stay there, please. So arms pressed down strongly, navel towards the spine. Advanced, lift the heels on the inhale, lower the heels on the exhale. And let's do 3 more. Inhale, exhale for 2, and then last one. Now, keeping your heels pressing down, let's lower the spine patiently, one vertebrae at a time. And arms out to a T. Take both knees over to one side. Let's say the right side, and turn your chin to the left. Relax. And switch sides. Make sure the neck is nice and long. And one more to the right. One more to the left. And then I'm going to go onto one side of the body and use my arms to move up to a seated position. And great job. So that is a entry-level mat class. Again, if you are more seasoned practitioners, now you're warmed up. Now you can go do all your rolling over and the splits and all that other crazy stuff. But thank you for tuning in. Y'all take care of yourself. Yeah, this is a great way to stay connected, so I appreciate that you're tuning in. Have a great rest of your day.